Hello everyone, welcome back to another Navigating BrickLink video. In today's video we are going to touch on the topics of quotes and feedback as a seller. Now if you saw my shipping settings video, part of the Navigating BrickLink series, you probably saw that there's a way we can actually let buyers request a quote from our store instead of just place an order. So today we're going to go over what we actually do with that quote if someone does request one. So to begin, we're going to go to this My Store section up here. We're going to hover over that without clicking on it. If you click on it, it goes to your orders page. But if you hover over it, you get this nice little menu down here. And we're going to kind of focus on a couple things on the left side here. We've already done a video and gone over the orders page here. And in my opinion, the invoice and the drive-through pages are useless for small sellers. I could be incorrect. Some people might use it. I could see why it would be easier for larger sellers. But personally, for small sellers, the invoice and drive-through page, you actually have to type in the order number before you're able to do something with it. So it is easier to just access those options on the orders page. But you can see underneath the orders option, there is a quotes option. Now, it's important to note next to this, there is a number 1. What that means is that we have one quote in an open status. Now, if you look down here, neither of these notifications have to do with quotes, unfortunately. I wish that this you'd get a notification down here if you did have a quote that was in open status, but you don't, unfortunately. So you just have to focus on this little number up here. So by clicking on that, it'll bring us to the quotes page, which looks very, very similar to the order page. The only difference is the edges might be a little bit harder on some of the corners here. It looks kind of like the older style BrickLink. I think they call it Classic, but now there's the BrickLink XP and Classic, so it's getting even more confusing between what is actually Classic. But essentially it looks very, very similar, but some of the things are a little different. Now what I mean by that is, first of all, the quote ID, it looks almost like an order ID. But keep in mind, if this buyer here does decide to place an order with your store or accept the quote that you send them, most likely, they will actually be issued a new order ID. This quote ID will no longer be valid. So if you do have a problem with that buyer not paying after you give them the quote and they accept it, then you'll want to use that order number, not the quote number here. And then the next to it, you got the date they placed the order, nothing crazy. You can always email them. And then these two icons here actually look different, or sorry, they look the same, but they are different on this page. This little thing that looks like the send invoice button is actually the send quote button. And this little coupon bag here means, because it's dark at the moment, it means that there's no coupon applied to this order. If it was, the gold, you could see that there was a coupon applied to the order, but this is not actually a button when there's no coupon applied. And then next to it, of course, you have the buyer name and their feedback score, and then you have the items and the lots. And then this is where it starts to change a little bit more as well. These are fields that you can type into. So if you have instant checkout turned on and most of your buyers go with instant checkout, then obviously these fields you're not able to type in. So this is what's different about this order. We're able to type in how much shipping costs, how much insurance is, any additional charges, taxes, and then credit they may have to the store. And then over here looks just the same. And you can see the status of this quote is requested, not yet completed, or sent. I'm not actually sure. Let's see what it says when we're done with this. But what we'll do to kind of figure out, let's say obviously there's 9 pieces and 7 lots, which means it's probably small shipping fee. But let's see if maybe they're really large parts, maybe they're sets. What we'll do is we will click into this quote ID here, and it'll bring us to this page here, which looks just like an order page, but if you note up here it says quote instead of order number. So that's kind of really the biggest difference actually on this page. And then you can see here, and this happens on orders as well, this quote specifically has an attached message to it, and if you click view it, it'll just scroll to the bottom of the page for you where that order message is, or sorry, quote message is, not order. This is not an order. And we can scroll through and we can see kind of the pieces that they use. So looking at this order, it's not going to cost more than, our lowest shipping to ship. The $3.94 is what we will charge for this. And then, 1 minifig, 2 minifigs, a fox, a few dogs, and then some other pieces here. And then, of course, you can see the weight of the order at the bottom. And then if you scroll all the way down, you can see the actual buyer username, address, and then the store link and stuff for there. And then this is the message they sent to us, which was please try for the cheapest shipping method, which we will. We will give them the cheapest shipping method. And we're going to go back 1 page. And then now that we know what's in that order, we will actually type in the shipping. So we'll type in $3.94, which is the cheapest shipping we offer. And now if we click this Submit Changes button, it'll actually add it to the grand total. And now we don't add any additional charges, but you could add some additional charges if you wanted. And now what you'll do is click this Send Quote button, and that'll bring you to this little page here, which looks very, very similar to the invoice page where you can send people an invoice. So you can see the quote ID is here, the buyer, and then it'll tell you this little message, and you can type extra comments in here if you want. And it says the quote will automatically be canceled in 3 days, which is something BrickLink just does. Now all you have to do is click this quote button, and it'll actually send the quote to that buyer. So now you can see, just like we'd expect if we invoice the buyer, there's a little check here, and that means that it has been quoted, and you can see over here it says quoted. So now all we have to do is wait for them to accept, and if they do accept, it'll automatically go to your orders page. So that's pretty much it for quotes. They're pretty simple. You just want to make sure you actually follow through and go through and do everything you need to in a quote. And it's important to look at the order first before you just type in a shipping method or a shipping price, just in case the shipping's going to cost a little bit more. And the second thing I'm going to talk about is the stuff on this feedback page here. And that page looks like this, and this page makes it a little bit easier. Instead of having to go through and click each specific little triangle or each little button that says post on the orders page and then fill out all the information. If you have like multiple feedback to leave on the orders, you can do that all from this page here. So you can see, in our case, we're personally not going to leave feedback until the order is delivered and completed and stuff. But if you wanted to leave feedback for this person here, we can say positive, and we can type in and say great buyer or something like that. We can type yeah, sure, well, yeah, welcome to BrickLink, congratulations. Well, this one was neutral, not great, but okay. I don't know why you would ever have that really for a buyer, but you know, maybe this one was negative, bad buyer, mean, I don't know, whatever it might be. And then all you have to do is scroll to the bottom. I'm not going to do that because then I have to change all the tracking to cover up all the buyers' names and usernames, but you would then scroll to the very bottom and click preview feedback, which will then bring you to the preview page. On that preview page, you can then click the button that says post feedback, and then all your feedback will be posted. And it's pretty simple just like that. This just makes it a little bit easier than having to go to the actual orders page here and then clicking on that little post button every single time. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about this or anything else, go ahead and put them in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions as to how I should continue doing this Navigating BrickLink series, maybe what my next video will be, put those in the comments below as well. Thank you guys. If you liked the video, click a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, why don't you click that subscribe button? It doesn't really hurt to do so, and it helps me out a little bit. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys again. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.